Good day everyone. In this video, you will know the detailed process for manufacturing of a medicinal product and why do we need to register the medicines and what is the registration process. There are several departments involved in the manufacturing process of the product, starting by the business development department, research and development department, supply chain, warehouse, production and engineering, quality assurance, quality control, pharmacovigilance, medical affairs, artwork, labeling, regulatory affairs, and marketing department. There are 5 steps for the drug product manufacturing. The first step is the discovery and development. In step 1, the researchers try to identify the disease. Research for a new drug begins in the laboratory by designing a product to reverse or stop the effects of the disease. Step 2 is the preclinical research. Before testing a drug product in people, researchers must find out whether this product has a potential to cause serious harm or toxicity. So the drugs undergo laboratory and animal testing to answer basic questions about safety. The studies must provide detailed information on dosing and toxicity levels. After preclinical testing, researchers review their findings and decide whether the drug product should be tested in people or not. Step 3. Clinical research. In this step, the drugs are tested on people to make sure that they are safe and effective. Clinical research step includes 3 phases. Phase 1 is the safety. In this phase, the studies must confirm the safety of the product and to confirm the appropriate dosage form to be used for the drug product. In this phase, 20 to 100 healthy volunteers or people with the disease will be participating in the study. The length of the study takes several months. Approximately 70% of drugs move to the next phase. 2. Safety and dosing. In this phase, the studies will focus on the efficacy and the side effects which may arise during the period of this study. Several hundred patients will participate in this study, and the study will take several months to 2 years. Approximately 33% of drugs move to the next phase. Phase 3. Safety and efficacy. Trials test for effectiveness and monitoring of adverse reactions. The participants' number in this phase are from 300 to 3,000 patients. The length of the study is from 1 to 4 years. Approximately 25 to 30% of drugs move to the next phase. Once the drug product move from phase 1 to phase 2 and finally reaching phase 3, the manufacturing site can submit these studies to the FDA for their review. Once the FDA evaluates the documentation and confirm the safety and effectiveness of the drug product, the phase number 4 will start, which is the post-marketing safety monitoring. The manufacturing site is responsible to do additional trials to confirm the safety and efficacy of the product. Several thousand volunteers who have the disease will participate in this study. Post-marketing surveillance trials after a drug or device has been approved for consumer sale must be performed to confirm the safety and efficacy of the drug product. As a conclusion for the drug development process, the first step is discovery and development. In this step, the research for a new drug begins in the laboratory. Step number 2, the preclinical research. Drugs undergo laboratory and animal testing to answer basic questions about safety. Step 3, clinical research. Drugs are tested on people to make sure they are safe, effective, monitoring of adverse drug reactions, the effectiveness of those. Step number 4, governmental review. FDA review teams thoroughly examine all of the submitted data related to the drug or device and make a decision to approve or not to approve the product. Step 5, post-marketing safety monitoring. FDA monitors all drugs and device safety once products are available for use by the public. Regulatory Affairs Department is responsible to revise, compile, and submit the registration file of drug product and manufacturing site if required to the health authority in order to grant the Marketing Authorization license and the GMP certification for the site. Regulatory Affairs Department is a profession developed by the companies responsible for the discovery, testing, manufacture, and marketing of these products, wanting to ensure that they supply products that are safe and make a worthwhile contribution to public health. From the desire of governments to protect public health by controlling the safety and efficacy of products in areas including pharmaceuticals, veterinary medicines, medical devices, pesticides, and cosmetics. In this slide, you will know what is the strategy of Regulatory Affairs Department. Plan for registration of drug product in the global market to be complying to the corporate, business, and the strategy of Regulatory Affairs Department and projects. Also, Regulatory Affairs Department plan for developing the product with the goal of obtaining regulatory approvals in the desired markets. As well, Regulatory Affairs Department plan for life cycle management, maintenance, post-approval. Through the submission of the variation package, by adding new indication, or by adding additional active ingredient supplier, or by adding a line extension or site transfer process. Regulatory Affairs Department plan for balanced time and cost human resources. In this slide, you will see the interactions between Regulatory Affairs Department and all the remaining departments in the manufacturing site. Regulatory Affairs Department interact with business development, marketing and sales, medical, clinical, research and development, quality assurance, quality control, compliance, pharmacovigilance, manufacturing sites, supply chain, labeling, finance, legal, logistics, HR, customer service. As well, Regulatory Affairs Department is responsible for the communication with the regulatory health authorities and with the international regulatory agencies. As a brief, regulatory affairs is the link between pharma companies and governmental authorities. You will know in this slide the role of regulatory affairs. Regulatory Affairs Department is responsible to prepare, compile, revise, and submit the registration dossier to regulatory authorities. Identification of various regulatory options for drug product development. Give strategic and technical advice to all departments: research and development, quality control, quality assurance, production, supply chain, and medical affairs. Distribution of approval documents, certificates, and regulatory documents. Archiving. Participating in manufacturing site and portfolio optimization activities. Merger, demerger, and divestment activities. Keep track on every update in international authorities' guidelines. Support and follow up with health authorities in order to submit all dossiers of marketing authorization holder or manufacturing site's registration, product registration, product renewal, product variation, and pricing documentation of the drug product. Replying and responding to all raised inquiries from health authorities. Provide support to tender and importation requests until receiving registration license or approval. Perform integral rules throughout healthcare product life cycle at every stage of development, distribution, marketing, and post-marketing surveillance of drugs, medical devices, biotechnology products, and other vital medical treatments. Optimizing and speeding time to market, strategic thinking, and definitions of regulatory strategies. In the following slide, you will know what are the regulatory pathways for registration of drug product. Health authorities regulations mainly cover the mentioned below activities: pre-marketing evaluation of the quality, safety, and efficacy of a medicine, including compliance of manufacturing sites and process with GMP standards. Assessment and inspection of all components of the supply chain, manufacturing sites, laboratories, CDMO. Maintenance of registered products and post-marketing surveillance activities, including random sampling of registered medicines for quality control and pharmacovigilance. Promotion, advertising, and marketing of medicinal information, price control. You can see a model for the regulatory process, starting by the submission and publishing of the registration dossier to the health authority. The dossier will pass through the technical validation process by the health authority, and then the business validation step and evaluation by the health authority. In the health authority, they will evaluate and inspect the manufacturing sites if required, and will confirm the quality control testing parameters for the drug product. After that, the pricing documentation will be evaluated by the health authority, and once there is agreement between the health authority and the applicant for the suggested price, the marketing authorization approval will be granted based on the confirmation and evaluation data for the administrative, quality control data, manufacturing data, clinical and non-clinical studies submitted within the registration dossier. The last step is post-marketing activity. This model is not unified. It may be changed depending on each health authority process. The product type. In this table, you will know the difference between the innovator, generic, and hybrid product. The innovator product is named the originator or brand product. The registration dossier of this product type must include preclinical and clinical studies, non-clinical study, and bioavailability study. So that means the above-mentioned studies are obligatory to be provided for the innovator product in the initial application submission for the registration process. A reference-listed drug is an approved drug product to which new generic versions are compared to show that they are bioequivalent. Second product type is the generic molecule. Medication created to be the same as an existing approved brand name drug in dosage form, safety, strength, route of administration, quality, and performance characteristics. In the registration dossier of the generic product, you must submit the bioequivalence study. The bioequivalence study is performed versus the approved reference listed drug innovator product. Once bioequivalence study is conducted, evaluation relies on the health authority previous safety and efficacy findings reported for the reference listed drug. The following criteria only applies when the new product and the reference listed drug are bioequivalent and possess identical characteristics: active ingredient, dosage form, strength, route of administration, usage. Product type number 3 is the hybrid molecule. It is a medicinal drug based on a generic molecule, have a different route of administration, different format, strength, or indication from the original reference product. Hybrid molecule require reapproval for market authorization, partly based on data from the original reference product and partly on data from new clinical trials on the modified version. The registration dossier of hybrid molecule must include bioavailability studies between hybrid molecule and the approved reference listed drug. We have two scenarios for the bioavailability studies and the trials to be included in the registration dossier. The first scenario is if the new formulation is bioequivalent to the reference listed drug and the indication is the same, so the number of subsequent studies is greatly reduced. For the second scenario, if the hybrid molecule is not bioequivalent to the reference listed drug, so safety and efficacy needs to be established and submission requirements may include preclinical and clinical efficacy studies. Applications under Article 10.3 of Directive 2001/83/EC differ from generic applications in the results of appropriate preclinical tests and clinical trials will be necessary in the following three circumstances: where the strict definition of a generic medicinal product is not met, where the bioavailability studies cannot be used to demonstrate bioequivalence, where there are changes in the active substance, therapeutic indications, strength, pharmaceutical form, or route of administration of the generic product compared to the reference medicinal product.